What's up, everybody, and welcome to All for Footy, the AFL podcast where good friends gather and gab about last week's games, this week's games, and everything in between. You can find us on YouTube, Rumble, and Spotify, so go please like, comment, and subscribe. I'm your host, Nathan Norman, joined by the man-sized mountain, the Rick Parker.
Who? What? The man-sized mountain? Jeez, you've changed it right up there.
That's a big mountain.
Threw me right up once again. But no, mate, I got a bit of a pep in my step this week because, it was a good weekend of footy. Mate, cannot wait to get in and rip into last week's round of footy. I'll tell you what, it was a good one.
We will get to that. Alright, and also joining us, he's all hat, no cowboy. It's Ryan, the big wheel, Fenton.
G'day, fellas. How we going?
Yeehaw, cowboy!
Yeehaw, cowboy. No cowboy. No, he's no cowboy.
Yeah, but he's
Mate, it was a bit rushed tonight. I've even still got my new bloody tag on my hat tonight.
He's that fresh.
Mate, wasn't
Straight out of the mail.
unexpected tonight, but we'll just see how it goes. Good to see you all in the house, and me and Rico might be a bit full on tonight. But that's okay.
Mate, let's separate you two by a couple of states.
Nah, she'll be alright, mate. She'll be alright.
Now, also joining me is the second best podcaster in the world. He is the Big Daddy himself, Daniel Reedy.
Yes. Look at gripes, Rick, when you say that, because he's working his way up the ranks. But, you know, as one of the great men, was it Dwayne Johnson, who said
The
himself,
Rock.
"Can you smell what the Rock is cooking?"
I think he just said what the Rock is. Not, there wasn't what a.
But in proper terms, he pretty much said.
He said what a.
You know, the rivalries, and Rick, if I can take it one further for you, I mean, the Blues upsetting the Queenslanders last week too. I mean, you got the double stinger. Look at him go. Look at this.
Like I said, it was a good weekend, mate. I'm eating wagon wheels,
mate,
and everything. So good. It was, mate, went all out. We're celebrating hard.
Why don't I have a wagon wheel?
It was such a big week that even Chicken in a Biscuit decided to jump back on board with the pod.
Oh, yeah.
You know, they're just such great friends of the pod. And
it's just rubbish.
They just thought with the Doggies upsetting the Cats and the Blues upsetting the Queensland last week, let's just get back involved. So good to have them back on board, old Chicken in a Biscuit.
It's just a box full of rubbish.
Never a dull week if you dig a little deeper.
I've had a shocking week, so I'm drinking bloody... What's this?
Oh.
Claw.
Oh, you gotta like Claw. After a hard
watermelon flavour.
Claw is the law. That's what they say.
Well, it's been a tough week all round then.
Shocking.
Oh.
Is this all of us tonight, or is there a man in the background, or?
Hey.
No, there's no one else. No, he's faster than a locomotive. Oh no, he's faster than a speeding bullet, more powerful than a locomotive. Ooh. He can leap tall buildings in a single bound. It's the man of steel. It's Steelo. Ones and twos.
Yes, sir. Mic check. Great to be here. Behind the scenes this time, making sure everything's running smoothly.
Yeah.
Yeah. Got the finger on the pulse, baby.
Couldn't get a spot on the camera tonight, Steelo.
One and only chimpanzee.
Put you back on the bench.
That's it.
A lot less footies on the couch tonight.
4 footy, so 4's enough. 4's enough.
Good to see you got a game last week, and look, you played well, and it was a really good pod last week, and you came on off the bench, and this week, back to the sub, mate, back off the bench. So, hopefully,
back to step, man.
Always pressing for a game, and it's tough to get a game on the real deal here, and congratulations on one of your few games.
Thank you. You gotta give the fans what they want.
Yeah, well played though. You played well last week.
Thank you.
Yes, well, a lot of.
I'll tell you what, Steele, I'll be looking forward to getting some good stats off you a bit later, though.
No, he's got a Nintendo Switch set up over there. He'll be busy. He'll be busy.
I got one eye on the stats and one eye on Metroid.
Yeah.
He's doing Metroid. Fair enough. Yeah, go Metroid. All right. Well, with that said, let's get into last week's games.
Oh.
First, it was Friday night football at Marvel Stadium. It was Essendon 17-11, 113 to Adelaide 17-13, 115. was Adelaide by 2 points. Reeves.
Wow.
Well, I must admit, it upset me. I contemplated not putting my tips in. Obviously being the cheeky way to get the away side, knowing that Adelaide were up and about and they were going to play well. But I just thought, Bombers at home, and so I made a golden rule, and I said here, I'm going to trust them one more time this year. And they really let me down, and they let down the supporters too. And Adelaide played quite well, so I give Adelaide a lot of credit here, especially with that 8-goal run. Was that through the second quarter, I think it was?
Oh, mate, that was huge.
And
8 goals, yeah.
They turned it on, Adelaide, and down a few stars in Tex not playing, and Rankin not playing, and I was really thinking they were going to battle to score, but they've ended up kicking 17 goals, and it was just, good on Adelaide. And Essendon, doesn't it leave you wondering? And the supporter base are just filthy at the moment, and so they should be, because at the moment it just feels like they might leak into the finals. But does it look like they're going to win a final? Doesn't really, does it? I mean,
Well,
at the moment, I just mean it's still 5 weeks to go too, and their list is now just getting a bit tested, and you don't feel like they have a lot. They probably don't have the biggest depth through their list with forwards, and at the moment, you just feel like they're kind of limping a bit towards it, like where some other teams are really going strong now, like Brisbane,
like
Hawthorn, and a lot of doggies and
doggies as well.
So Essendon, real big question mark after the weekend, real letdown. They could have scraped the win.
That was their one to win.
They really could have scraped that win. They didn't play that badly, so they still played quite well. Didn't get the win, and it just hurts them a lot. So. I felt let down.
Well,
as a potential
they
supporter.
They got 3 tough games to, 3 tough games out of the 5.
But they have a really hard run, and that's the hard bit. They got Sydney, Melbourne, Brisbane, all to come.
But they had a really good run to begin with.
They did, and then
they don't play Melbourne. They play Freo.
So they got Freo this week, don't they?
They got the Saints this week.
Sorry, Saints
which
this week.
They should win that. Then you get the Dockers, Suns, Sydney, and they finish off with Brizzy at the Gabba.
Are they still sitting that they haven't beaten a side in the 8 too?
Well, almost.
No, they beat GWS.
They did beat GWF, did they?
They're in the 8 at the moment, but it's Look,
They beat them.
Look, they still played well, Essendon. I mean, I think they still hang their hat on their game style, which is just, they're a little bit defensive across the back line there, and they like to hold on to the ball a bit and then really just go. And, they have a
They're only half a game in there. Yeah.
Yeah, they're not...
look,
I just don't think
Essendon,
they're strong enough at the moment there. Really hanging
what I
on.
saw with them with Essendon on Friday night was they just played in patches. Like for 5 minutes they give it their all, and then for the next 15 minutes they were walking around. They were running around like headless chooks. So they didn't know where they needed to be. They were fumbling.
It's just frenetic, and if they're not skillful enough, they're not going to pull it off. And at the moment, they're not being skillful enough to play the way they're playing. I mean,
and they weren't playing defensive minded either. They
have a go, and when they have a crack at going forward, they go.
Like a massive, defensive minded coach.
Yeah,
he'd be pretty pissed off with that.
Yeah, but yes, look, it's gonna be tough for the Bombers. I feel from here.
No, it's.
But the Crows as well. I feel like the Crows are going to ruin
a few chances.
Don't pencil in the Crows win in the next few weeks if you're playing them. I mean, they're definitely up and about. So it was a good game of footy. 17 goals apiece.
Yeah, but what are they fighting for?
It was a good game of footy.
I was looking at this game Friday night. I wasn't even interested in the draw card. I'm like, Essendon Crows, this is a shocker. But it ended up being one of the games of the year.
It was a hot footy. Yeah,
I really wanted to say such a good game. I really wanted Essendon to win. I was very disappointed.
I just wanted the tip. I was spewing.
Well.
Yeah.
Not one of the games of the year though, Fenno. That's bloody going too far.
I didn't even have my
It's going a bit far. It's going a bit far.
There's a bit of talk. They reckon it was pretty close. I know. I don't reckon it was, but a lot of people saying it's pretty up there. So.
And a few people saying that Sammy Draper just copped a bit of the karma bus there late at the game when he missed the goal, which could have put him in the lead again after his little carry on from the earlier game this year, where he.
That was Keys kicking 5 goals though. Like
he was everywhere.
Yeah.
He was everywhere.
Doesn't kick too many goals,
He
does he?
kicked 3 in that second quarter. 3 in that second quarter to really give Adelaide that charge, didn't he? Like just absolutely unstoppable on that night. He was.
Is he best and fairest?
They couldn't do anything to quieten him down. He was just he was bloody everywhere. You know, he had 22 touches as well.
Is he
8 tackles.
Is he Adelaide's BNF this year? Do we reckon? Like he's pretty standout for him across the year, isn't he? Keys. He's just all year.
Dawson Simpson's probably got that at the moment.
No,
He's been hot and cold. Like he's had a good run, and then he'd go cold for a couple of weeks, and then
the next 5 weeks.
it'd be interesting to see though. Yeah, he'd be up there because you look at that Adelaide list. There's not really too many people you could choose from there. Really, could you?
What cat does he use? Because I want something.
Yeah, no, well, yeah, not much to say. No. It's just disappointing.
A couple of
results.
teams that won't make up the 8, so it doesn't really matter.
Yeah, at this point in the year, no, not getting there. Well, anybody else want to say anything else before we move on?
I still kind of hope Essendon just make it and get smashed in the first final.
Dawson Simpson's sitting in the top 15 of coaches' votes. Reeves?
Yeah,
there you go.
There you go.
And Keys, can you see his name anywhere in the list?
No, I can't even see him, man. Can't see him.
Not even in the top 30.
He was voted player most likely to be on crack. There you go.
Fair enough. I don't know who's voting in that.
Where did you get this one from?
That was the
Don't challenge our tech guy.
I got my finger on
Sounds
the
like a
pulse.
dealer's vote.
Well, with that, let's move on to the next game.
He is pretty buff. I mean,
It was-
you know,
GWS versus Gold Coast at NG Stadium. It was GWS 14-5-89. Gold Coast 6-14-50. GWS by 39 points. The curse continues.
it hasn't stopped.
Rick?
I'll tell you what, like Gold Coast, they were just lazy. They were really lazy around the ground. Like
It looked cold.
I would have hated to have been at that game, but from watching it on the TV, like they deserved to lose that game because they just had no effort, you know. And like we've been questioning them all year, you know, why can't they travel and wins? And that question gets asked again, you know, like why are they not able to travel and get a win under their belts? It's quite astonishing, but you know, don't take anything away from GWS. You know, like I've been ramping him up all year. You know, Lockie Whitfield. You know, 40 posies.
Really built
You
up.
know what
hasn't
I
he?
mean? Just absolutely destroyed everyone. You know, the only one who had more actual guts and anything about him in the Suns team was Flanders because he had 43.
Yeah.
But mate, and like Green as well, Tom Green that is. You know, he had 34 touches, like
He's
you know, just
inconsistent.
rolling around.
He's very consistent 30s, at least.
Super consistent.
Yeah.
Jesse Hogan, 4 goals, 1. He's having a great year too, isn't he?
Yeah, I love Jesse.
Well,
One of Nathan's best favourites.
I mean, you know, I've been talking about it all year, but like, does a Beckman win a Brownlow? You know what I mean? Like, Lockie Whitfield has to be probably one of, if not one of the, like in the top 5 best players of the, you know, AFL at the moment. Especially going by, you know, his games this year.
Did he miss?
I think he's only had like
anywhere?
2 games below, you know, 28 possessions.
Yeah.
Has he missed many games this year?
Which is elite as it is. And his disposal efficiency is just through the roof, you know what I mean? Like, the guy's fucking... He keeps DWS in these games, you know what I mean? So
Tom Green and Whitfield combining. I mean, what a combo that is. I mean...
Yeah, but
so my
always
question
fun,
is,
man.
you know, like, can a backman win the Brownlow?
Yeah, I know he creates a lot of play, but we might have to look back how his first sort of 10 games were of the year, I reckon. But
There is
yeah, I know he
sneaky
creates a
one,
lot of
Giants.
play. I can't see why he can't, man. But you know what it's like, Rick. It's a midfielder's award, isn't it, these days?
It is.
Yeah, but the role he's playing, it's slash midfielder-ish, even though he's off half-back. So I reckon it fits the boat. If anyone's going to probably, you're not going to get a full forward or a full back or anything. But if you're going to get someone outside the mould, that'd be it. So it's around the mark.
Round one,
He'd be a good roughie, wouldn't he? He'd
Yeah, he
be a
gets
good
a
roughie,
lot
just
of
when he's playing.
touch. So much touches.
What's he paying, Reeves? Suss it out, or Stilo? What's he paying for the Brownlow?
500.
How much?
500.
Who? Whitfield?
Yeah.
Right now? Yeah, because he missed a patch of footy. I'm sure he did.
He's played all year.
Nah, he had. I'm sure he's missed a patch of footy early in the year. Because didn't he have an injury heavy at the end of last year or something? And he might have-
Round one against Collingwood, he had fucking 34 disposals.
Yeah, right. Shit. Well, if he's been playing all year and he's paying 500 to 1 for the Brownlow, that seems a bit silly. But
Well, maybe he hasn't shown up every week.
Against Melbourne, he had 29.
we'll get the tech
And I
guy on
believe-
Steelo. Can you do some research for us? Just sorry to bust you
Yeah,
up for playing your game.
so,
No, leave him be. He's fucking doing important
I know
shit.
he's gaming, but like Steelo,
He's doing
come on.
important shit. Leave him alone.
Wait, pause
He's just,
it.
he's just looking at the Brisbane results.
Nah, he just got shot down by something. But,
Nothing happened on the game.
Um,
Leave him alone.
this goes
Yeah.
round 3, he had 36. He's been killing it.
so just check how many games Whitfield's played this year. That'll be the key stat. But anyway, we'll carry on.
His
Yeah.
disposals,
Oh, Karen,
season
that's
average is 30.3. His disposals, kicks 19.3. Where's his efficiency? Meters gained 506.
I did hear Patrick Cripps was into.
elite. Everything's elite.
I did hear Patrick Cripps was into 275 today to win the Brownlow. So maybe someone out there's got a whiff of some inside information, and the Brownlow leakings are out. But Whitfield at 500 to 1. I mean, it sounds silly not to be honest.
Brownlow leakings.
Well, if Cripps is into 275.
Hey, look, if any can get taken out for a week, why not? Could happen to him. Could happen to
Anything can
everybody
happen.
above Whitfield.
Anything can happen, you just got to lay a tackle.
It's hard work.
Exactly. Alright, well, let's move on to the next game. We won't worry about it
His
no more.
efficiency
Because...
is, by the way, is 81.3.
Cool.
Keep an eye on him. We'll keep an eye on him, I reckon.
Shit, yeah. This is interesting information, Mr. Parker. Good work.
Good sleuthing.
I mean, so every year though, like you finally.
You
finally
create so
start
much
listening.
play, man. You create so much from the back line. It's awesome.
Okay, cool. Alright, next game. St Kilda versus West Coast at Marvel Stadium. St Kilda 17-11, 113. Eagles 6-5, 41. My friend, Mr. Daniel Raby.
Plays 18.
How good was this one?
It was that good that we were just sitting in the aisles and we would.
Go marching. Oh yes, I want to be in that number. When
What
the
is
Saints
that?
go marching, when the Saints go march, when the Saints go march, when the Saints go marching.
Oh, we were just sitting there for
volume.
days.
How shit was that?
After the
The
game.
volume's playing up.
Nah,
What the was the?
well, it was Arthur Smith. He's actually quite
That was-
famous, and it's
That was, as bad as, that was as bad as Nick Rewald's ad.
it is. It's meant to be. It's proper. But weren't they just excited in the aisles? I mean, I saw people crying after the game. They were just, people were losing it. A 12-goal victory.
Yeah, when do you see it from St Kilda? Never.
Doesn't happen
You never
much.
see it.
You know,
I don't think it's happened before.
It wasn't about the season. It was just about the size of the victory. People just in the end, it was like a big granny win. We were just at the next goal. People were just losing it, and then another one, and then another one at the end there. And Memory got a few away.
You were watching it with Jai and just being like, "Drink this in, son. You'll
Oh.
never see one of these again for a very long time."
It almost threw Jai through the roof. It's just,
Is that a personal best for memory? 5.
Yeah, mate, I'd
you
say
might
so.
have kicked 5. Yeah, it might have been. But
Yeah,
Bradley Hill,
Hill.
Bradley Hill, 250 games as well, Reeves.
yeah, It's just an emotional day. I must admit, I was having a few beers and watching, and just got carried away. And it felt like we won the granny. You know, I had one of those days where we were just, we really gave it to the West Coast fans. And,
how would you know what that feels like?
oh, just from noting other people enjoying the days when they win.
Were you a bit worried, Reeves, because you lost that game last year too, didn't you?
Yeah, definitely went into the game thinking it was going to be a real tight tussle. They did well, though. I mean, shutting down Reed a bit, and they just got on top enough. I mean,
they just pound him in the ground.
We really just put the pressure on for the first half and then pulled away, which I thought was nice, cool, calm, collected. And I think they went for the ground and pound. And a lot of teams haven't beat West Coast by 72 points this year, so it was nice just to get a good shellacking.
Yeah.
It was enjoyable, and at 3/4 time, you knew we were going to win, and it was just enjoyable. So, hats off.
I'm glad you
When
have
Zach
that.
Jones is getting 26 possessions and 7 tackles, you know you're having a good bloody day.
Yeah, and he's probably playing one of his... You know, I mean, I'm not too sure on him being at the club next year. I just feel like they're going to go quite hard on moving out some old furniture, and, you know, if it's a good day for him to remember one of his last rounds going around for the Saints, or then...
Fair.
But if he's there, obviously good on him and good luck for the future. But it felt like there was a bit of that, you know, maybe a few players who were starting to hear that their careers are a bit, and they're just playing with a bit of spirit. So, it's a tough time, but looking forward to next year, because I really think we could rock the competition next year and really push a granny against maybe Carlton.
Oh, well, there you go. Well, congratulations, man. I reckon everybody deserves to see their team smash one team in a year.
Yeah.
At least.
Yeah.
You know, and I'm glad you got that. It's always good.
Rick
It's always
got that
good
on the
feeling.
weekend too.
Rick did get that on the weekend.
You got a few games at Marvel coming up too for the rest of the Saints, don't they, Reeves?
Yeah, it's not the worst run home.
Not the best.
Not the best, but definitely not the worst.
Not the worst.
There we go. You got it right there.
No, I don't.
But So
I think I looked at it like the last 8 games of the year. You play there 6 times or something like that. So it's pretty good, pretty cozy.
Yeah, well, we like it there. Keeps us comfortable under the lid. We got the Bombers there this week.
Yeah, but you're not making the 8.
Oh, you play the Tigers at the Dome as well.
Yeah, they got a few there. They got like heaps there, mate. You should get there and enjoy the rest of the season, mate.
We got the Bombers at the Dome, and then Brizzy at the Dome, and then Richmond at the
that's
Dome,
right.
and then Geelong at the Dome, and then Carlton at the Dome. So we're actually not playing outside for the rest of the year.
But you're not winning those last 2 games, and I don't think you're winning Brisbane and even Essendon. Oh God, yeah. Look,
No, we'll beat Essendon this week.
You'll beat Richmond.
Mate, I'm 100% will beat Essendon this week.
Good. I'll catch up on you in the tipping.
Brizzy, pretty much certainly, probably not. But you never know. Richmond, we should. Geelong, well, depends how bad they're going.
Yeah,
And
I
then
don't know,
Carlton,
yeah.
you'd think that.
I don't think we've played there this year.
So we could win 4 out of 5. Shit.
Yeah, well.
Just missed
Rowan
the 8.
Marshall, good game too, Reeves.
No, as always.
A good
Solid,
smashing.
isn't he? He's so solid.
Yeah, he's the best. It's always Jai's favourite player.
His drinks are horrible, by the way. Horrible.
Well, the watermelon one, though, they're good.
Oh, I feel like it's a summer drink, though.
Absolutely. Alright, well. Unless you have something else to add, Mr. Daniel Raby.
No, just still
That's
singing.
it. Still
Oh,
just
well, while you're here, while you're talking about West Coast, you put a bit of coach watch in there, wouldn't you?
Well, no, is Raby doing a coach watch? Does he even do coach
Yeah,
watch?
we did that last week.
Yeah, but it's been told. I'll just take over. But it's been told that Coxie won't coach the Eagles, and neither will Kerr, mate. So a bit of an update.
Yeah, we know all that. I mean, at the moment, we're waiting on a call. But I feel like they're going to really hold off a little bit here and be patient due to horses in the race.
Horses? No, it's for a coaching role.
Yes. But there's...
It's not for a horse race.
No, but they're just... The call will probably wait till the end of the year just due to the season still being alive. I mean, it's hard to get anyone from anywhere, and people don't want to make a call and leave a club with a few weeks. So it's all too... So it's looking like it's going to take to the end of the year, and there's no rush. That's probably the motto as well.
Best of luck to him.
Yes.
All right, well.
Kenny Hinkley has been heavily linked to the job, though, as well, actually, as just a little throw out.
Wow.
Yeah. But
Fair
definitely everything
What
has
about
to...
Buckley? What about Buckley?
No, he won't be going west, but his name being linked with the Tassie job a fair bit. But
Ooh.
Kenny Hinkley, obviously an interesting one. But again, the season's going to have to finish till that plays out. So, you know, that's where the cooling jets come in. But, yeah, they'll definitely go for a big name, you feel, the West Coast Eagles. They're a big club.
So, is Horse in the race?
Well, it's a horse race.
But not Horse Longmire?
No,
He could be
No,
in the race,
he's doing all right. He's getting dusty next year, but we'll get to that. All right, well, let's move on to the next game. It was Saturday afternoon football at the MCG.
Big
Hawthorn versus Collingwood. Hawthorn 2013 133. Collingwood 9-13 67. Hawthorn by 66 points. Wheels. Collingwood is shit.
Wow.
Wow, how good is it, fellas? I feel like I've said all this before. But,
Deja vu.
Hot pies.
Hot pies
oh,
indeed.
man. How was it, mate? I had a shocker night. I just keep tipping the Pies every week and not the Hawks, and bloody... I just keep getting done every week from these two mobs, but
Oh,
that's
mate,
alright.
we kept getting suckered into the... They won the cup last year. They won it all last year. That was last year. This year, they are pooing their bed.
They are, mate, and all I could see all night was the Ginnivan show, fellas. How good was he?
Yeah.
He was
100%,
pretty good.
100%.
He was absolutely awesome.
31
Ginnivan
disposals as a forward.
Ginnivan was giving it to him, wasn't he?
He was taunting them. Yeah, he was having fun.
Man, he was
He
happier
was
than a
having
butcher's
so
dog.
much fun, just like whooping Collingwood. He's like, I got a cup, and then I left, and then your club fell to shit. I'm kicking a couple of goals, and I'm having the best game of my career. So
Oh, I'm losing the plot here.
it was good.
Oh, God.
Were you kidding me? That's exactly what was happening.
Yeah, what he had 30-odd touches, and buddy, every
31.
time he had a touch, mate, he was just put a little dagger in the Pies supporters, wasn't he?
How was it when he did this one, when he gave him the good night? Oh, he was all over it, wasn't he?
Jesus
And they were
Christ.
on cue
else?
too,
They all
because he'd kick
taking
a
the
good
selfies
goal. You know, he'd run out. He'd go, what was the other one? When he grabbed his shirt to the Hawks supporters at one end, and then he gave the good night at the other end. I mean, how perfect for him.
And yeah, also let's touch on Maynard.
Oh,
Maynard giving him that elbow.
I'm not happy about this.
Nobody's happy about it. Yep, got off with a fine, no suspension. While Heaney got a
So don't
week for his
argue.
bullshit.
He's got a few, Maynard, hasn't he? He keeps getting off that bloke.
Oh, he's such a scumbag. He's ended Brayshaw's career. He wants to end somebody else's.
Technicalities.
And he hasn't got a week for any of it.
Hasn't no
You
time.
know what? Oh,
His dad must be Mr. AFL.
oh, Braden Maynard. If he, what the hell?
Bring back the beef.
What the
Just-
hell?
just-
He's hit two blokes in the head with an elbow. Ended one
Ended
bloke's
one's
career.
Ended his career.
And he hasn't got a week for either one. And we've seen guys.
Oh, turn it up,
Heaney.
mate. Turn it up.
No, well, it's just
Yeah,
interesting,
yeah,
isn't
yeah.
it? It's just interesting. I mean, I still
He's
feel
done I
like.
reckon he's done a couple of dodgy tackles
Just
too.
don't argue, mate. Like he's gone to give him the don't argue.
but you know what, they
Ginnivan's
needed-
come in. He was a bit closer than what he thought. He got him with the elbow. He's copped a fine. Move on. Nothing else to see.
See, this is what Rick always
It's not
does.
like
He always
it's not
takes
like
the
Ginnivan
unpopular
wasn't
opinion.
bloody procrastinating a lot of not procrastinating, provoking a lot of stuff as well. So like,
Yeah, but the conversation will go on forever with that attitude. Because people are going to keep getting hit in the head. People are going to keep suing the AFL. No, well, that's the. This is where it's like,
turn it up.
what's
Turn
stupid?
it
What's the
up,
epitome
mate.
of stupid? Isn't that the thing?
Ridiculous.
When doing the same
Ridiculous.
thing
Yeah.
over and over. So why don't
And
they?
expecting a
Yeah.
different result. That's actually crazy.
So why
Oh
don't
well, go play netball then, mate. See you later. Go
Okay.
play netball.
That's why I
This is all
stopped
for
playing
footy,
footy,
mate. It's not
bloody
all for
12 years
netball.
ago because it's a crap game with stupid rules.
Oh,
Where
You've got to be able to defend yourself, mate. His don't argue
wasn't
went a little bit high.
defence.
Like,
No,
what
but
do you
that's-
what do you want, mate?
that's exactly the conversation that gets nowhere. You've just got to be able to defend yourself. So what about all the people that have been
You've got
concussed
to be able
over
to
the last
defend yourself,
however
and they've
long?
taken that out.
No, but that's fine.
Mate, you
but
get-
I'm just saying that actions
You're allowed to
should
give
be
it, don't
penalised,
argue,
not
but it went high. Yes, it went high.
results.
He got he got a whack for it. He got it the fine. You move on.
I think this is the first time
Yeah,
we've brought
you
up
gotta
an
stop it.
umpire decision and report, isn't it, this week, fellas?
Yeah, but it's never going to stop because people always cop a fine and go fucking whack. and
What do
just
you
keep
mean? When was the
whacking
last
people
time
in
someone
the head.
copped a fine for a high? Don't argue.
Anyway, don't worry, you can't if you can't.
When was
hear
the
both
last
sides
time
of it.
someone? Go through the history books. When was the last time someone was given a fine or a suspension for a high fend off?
It was no way. He stuck his elbow.
No, I'm just
Yeah.
talking about
No
the
one,
game
no
moving
one if someone
forward.
hasn't been concussed, I reckon.
You know what I mean? Like, you say it's going to keep happening. It's going to keep happening. This is the first time it's happened.
What?
You know, knee-jerk reactions. Oh, you know, you got to suspend him. It's just a high fend off. Move on.
Sounds like, I reckon it just sounds like a lot of people just confused. Eh? I reckon a lot of people are just confused on what they are allowed and not do, you know?
Yeah,
Like,
well,
I've just seen-
they keep
Yeah,
changing
it doesn't.
things.
Yeah. Anyway, it's a whole different conversation.
But, yeah.
Rick obviously can't hear that other side of it.
Well,
so.
Rick is taking the Pies supporters' side.
No,
He's
but it's
taking
the-
the
it's
Pies
the- that
fans'
side of it is the
What
old
he's saying,
school
what the
view,
Pies
where they-
I'm
supporters are
taking the
saying.
side of football. Like that's just football. You know, you're allowed to
That's the same
fend off
thing the
like
whole
that.
time.
You're allowed to fend off using your elbow and your
Yeah,
forearm.
and
You're
that's
allowed
fine.
to do that. He just
Yeah.
got him high. That's all it was. Like, he's got a fine. Like, what more do you want? You want him to miss out on a game of footy because his fucking arm has gone a little bit high?
I don't
Come
know,
on,
I'm talking
man.
about
He'd
the
probably-
rules
he'd
going
probably-
forward.
Come on, man.
Consistency.
In,
Ask
in hindsight, he'd probably get reported if he actually concussed someone from that action.
Yeah,
Wouldn't
he
that
would've
be
been.
sort of it?
That's
100%.
right.
So,
There was nothing to see. He played on.
so why
Yeah,
isn't
nothing
the
was
ruling
clean.
moving towards if you get any impact in someone's head that you're liable for that, whether it be accident or not, because you can't keep
Oh, it
having
depends,
people
I guess.
or go the other way and sign a waiver and say if I play AFL footy, I'm happy to cop a hit. You know, and they can't have this middle ground forever where they keep picking
well,
and
what
judging everything on intention or impact
Yeah,
or all the
yeah,
grey
I don't think
rule,
they can do that.
where effectively they can pick and choose in between anything anyway. Where if you go one way or the other, it's going to set a rock solid a precedence, isn't it? You're either liable for any
if you're
hit in
going
the
up
head.
for a
No,
mark, right? What if you go up for a big specky in the forward line, right, and you knee the bloke right in
you're
the bloody
liable
back of
because
the
you hit him
head,
in the head.
and you take mark
clear.
of the bloody year? You take mark of the bloody year,
And what's
right?
happened to
Are you
him?
going to say that bloke needs to miss out on the week because he's just done that?
Okay, but what's happened to the guy on the ground? Is he?
He's concussed. He's out.
Yeah.
He's out because you've just kneed him straight in the back of the head,
so
and
you
you've
have to
taken
take
mark
some
of the year.
liability.
But the umpires called it a mark. He kicked the goal.
you
or
should be
whatever,
able to
you know,
know
it's
someone in the
like-
head.
Can I just talk for 1 second? Or you say a thing the other way, and it's fair game across the whole comp. We all agree that
Yeah.
that's fine because it's part of the game. Or you take liability for if you. You've got to have one or the other. At the moment, we're playing in the middle, and it's shithouse, and it's frustrating everyone. So go one way or the other, and be firm on it. They're just sitting in the middle.
Yeah.
So that's the
I feel
frustrating
like
bit.
I feel like sitting in the middle is where they need to be.
Well, they'll do it
That's-
forever
yeah,
because they
that's
don't
what it
care
is.
and they enjoy the conversation. But it's becoming wits end, and soon it's either going to ruin the integrity of the game or it's going to have to go one way or the other. And I feel it's going to go to players going, no, I'm going to play footy. I'm prepared to cop a hit for a mark
Too
and
much
that,
time talking
which is
about
what the
it.
game
Move on.
is. But let's get more. It's our own responsibility and have private health, all the stuff. Because AFL's going to have to get out of being the middle ground of being people's safety net.
Well, they do,
when it's going to
mate.
start costing
They
them
don't
hundreds
want
of millions of dollars
somebody
in lawsuits
healthcare
for
that you
people that
can
it can
get.
cost going forward. They can't afford that. So that's the bit, Rick, where it's going to have to go one way or the other. It can't keep doing what they're doing and just picking and choosing in the middle when people are getting knocked out and effectively
Oh,
risking their life.
You're rambling on. You're saying the
that's the
same thing
conversation
over and
that
over
you're
and over
going
again, different ways.
in the middle of. So
Alright,
which way
Just a quick one, Rick. Just
doesn't
a quick
that
one,
make
Rick.
sense though? Straight up, like isn't that?
Yeah, just a quick one, Rick, with regards to your specky that you're saying with the knee going up, hitting the head. That's okay this year, but there's a bit of talk that they're saying within sort of the next 5 years that you won't actually be allowed to do the specky because of that reason, man. And
This is the
they might have to just players might have to just go up with the straight jump. How shocking will that be?
See, I feel like the Players Association is going to step in and they are going to say, no, the game is what it is. And players are going to have to take liability to say, no, I want to play and let's be more liable because the game will only go the other way if they don't.
Liability. As soon as they sign their contracts, they take liability.
No, but the AFL don't do shit for people. They just...
Well, they sign a working contract, you know what I mean? They're
over
covered
10
under
people
work
now
tape.
have currently got multi-million-dollar lawsuits hanging over the AFL. And in another 10 years, double that again. They're going to start getting sued for hundreds of millions for every person who gets concussed because it's their workplace. And why should they get concussed in their workplace? So that's the end where it's going to come to wit's end.
Yeah, let's move on. We're going around in circles.
No,
we get it.
Yeah.
You've soapboxed enough.
You can just call it
Footy. Say quick shout out to Nick Watson, mate, the Wizard, for getting the Rising Star nomination this week too, fellas.
Oh, there you go. Well,
good turn off.
15 minutes on that. That's ridiculous.
Well, it's fast.
Stop rambling. You've talked enough. Come on, let's move on. Well,
you can't deny it.
I'm not denying it. I'm just saying we need to move on. But yeah, no, look. So everybody was saying Jack Ginnivan. We'll bring it back to Jack Ginnivan. Everybody was saying his performance, his taunting was a disgrace. Even a former Nine News presenter, Joe Hall, quoted, "What a smart-ass Jack Ginnivan is. We were beaten by a way better team, but his behaviour is disgraceful."
Definitely sounds like a sour Collingwood supporter.
Yeah, and Jack's response was, "That's a mean thing to say." Frowny face emoji. Well, fuck you, bitch. But yeah, no, look, I was just loving it. And even Cameron Ling, one of your boys, Fenno, came out and said, "Fun, disrespectful, or fair enough. They got rid of him and they can have it. They're going to have to cop it on the chin. You can boo him as much as you like, but you moved him on." And 100%.
That's a fair statement.
Fair statement.
Has it ever come out publicly what he actually did to upset Collingwood enough to move him on?
Well, I think a bit of stuff outside the club walls, wasn't it?
Yeah, but it's always just been that he played up a bit, and they weren't happy with him on around grand final eve or morning or something. He was being pestery.
He went to the grounds the night before.
But that wasn't the only thing, because he went to that as a sponsor for a sponsors night and didn't drink and went home at a reasonable hour. So it wasn't like he did that.
Don't forget that year, as well as Ollie Henry, him and they were both just in and outside this team, man. They weren't even in the best 22. Those two players.
Of a fringe player. No, just apparently he rustled some feathers as well within the club around grand final day. But I always wondered what he actually.
Yeah. Wow.
Did.
The question is, what about the Pies, fellas? The ageing list too, you know.
They're going downhill. I think we just all have to accept that they're just shit now. And can they rebuild? Can they come back?
Well, a list here of the players, how old they are.
A bit of hangover, I think. It's last year.
Yeah, I can't see that. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
37, 35, 34, 34, 33, 32, 32, 32, 32.
They're the new Geelong.
Yeah. They're the next Geelong. Well, Geelong's still got Cameron's kicking. Somehow.
Yeah, look, they just definitely look a little... it's a bit hangover from last year as well, isn't it? I reckon. I mean, you know, that was a tough campaign last year, and they've backed it up, and it's a tough season this year out there. And they've played rock-solid footy, I reckon. I mean, I give them a bit of credit. They've been in a lot of games, come from behind, they've done it all again this year, and yet somehow they're just a game out of really being in contention. So,
keep yourself amused, hey Rick.
Yeah, I was paying attention too. But yeah, well, Collingwood on the outs.
Shocking game, mate. They're just so out of form. It's not funny.
But also I just want to give Jack Ginnivan the Steve Irwin of the Week award.
Whoa.
Ooh, big Steve Irwin.
Oh, look, he deserved it.
Yeah.
Like, you know, I've turned a corner on him. I didn't like him when he was in Collingwood. Now he's in Hawthorn. I like him.
Is that 2 weeks you've just given the award away like that, Nathan?
Oh no, I'm giving it away like that. This is a prestigious award. There's a lot of thought and planning went behind this, just like last week's. Remember? Did you see last week's Steve Irwin award?
Who was it?
Yeah.
Ed Langdon.
Oh.
So now, so many Melbourne players have won Steve Irwin's. It's great.
You know, I'd be happy about this. Steve Irwin would be Stuart
Steve
Levy.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he when we played him in cricket during the summer, he notably came up to me and goes, "Oh, the Hawks are going to be up and about this year. We got Guinea. And in my head, I was like, "You got Ginnivan, great. Like, what the fuck's that going to do for Hawthorn?" Like,
He got 30 on disposals.
I remember just standing there and looking at him stand at square leg wearing his Hawks shorts, being like, "Hawks are going to be shit."
And they were.
And now, I bet you any money, Stuart Levy is stoked with Guinea.
There's a lot of room. He's one of the hardest trainers in the team too, they reckon.
Well, so he reckons. But why does he get so much talking point? Like, we've spent like 10 minutes talking about the bloke.
He might be the thumbnail. Anyway,
You know what?
Let's move on.
They did a vote
Let's
on
move on.
SEN. No, quick one on Guinea.
Ah, Sky.
They did a vote on SEN. Who does he most remind you of a previous player?
Jason
I'm
Dunstall.
gonna
Let's move on.
Valentine.
Well, the winning vote came in at 70% actually. It was Stephen Milne. He's like a Milne, antagonising other team, that sort of player on another team where you're just like,
I reckon Hayden
Long
Valentine
sleeve.
was worse.
yeah, well, yeah, he probably was up there in the voting too. But apparently Milne won the little radio contest voting.
The old rat.
Don't put his accusations onto Ginnivan.
Hey, maybe he's done worse.
What are your thoughts about that,
Alright.
Daniel? What are your thoughts about that vote, mate?
Talking to me?
Reeves?
Hey,
No, Reeves.
What?
What's your thoughts about that vote?
Oh, man, it just remembered me back to the little tip rat himself. I just started reminiscing on the day he kicked 11 against Brizzy.
For God's sakes, can we move on already?
I remember half the night.
Fuck's sake. Alright. Western Bulldogs. Geelong versus the Western Bulldogs at GMHBA Stadium. Geelong 7-6-48. Western Bulldogs 13-7-95. It was the Doggies by 47 points in a barn burner if you're a Doggy supporter. Isn't that right, Rick?
Barn burner, indeed. No, look, it was a great night for the Dogs down at the old Alphabet Stadium. I tell you what, the ground was in pretty shocking condition though, so I don't think playing the reserves grade down there really helped Geelong's cause, because the Dogs' smalls just absolutely tore Geelong apart. Bar the first quarter where I thought it was pretty even. I think Geelong had more inside 50s, but just couldn't capitalise on it. And yeah, first time in 2 weeks the Dogs have actually kicked a goal in the first quarter. So
I think
when we're
Geelong
kicking a goal in the
goals.
first quarter, we're up and about. But what did you think about the first half there, Feno, with the Cats?
No, I could pretty much see early signs that even the score didn't show it, but just things weren't looking right. We looked off Dale, but yeah, could tell. And I reckon, I know it's only 2 players, but Shannon Neal and Atkins in the side late withdrawals kind of opened my eyes about it. But yeah, just wet weather footy. It was worse in the first half, the weather, but it cleared up in the second. And I reckon there was a lot of talk saying the Dogs are going to be too tall, but I reckon they were the difference, the talls, man. So yeah,
Bob really did all right as well, didn't he? But tell you what, the Dogs' inaccuracy in front of goal, for the day they kicked 13-17. They sort of straightened up a bit towards the end there, but
Yeah.
At half time they were 4 goals 10. They could have been they should have been at least 7 or 8 goals in there. So that really sort of kept Geelong in the game for most of that part. Because the Dogs couldn't kick straight,
Yeah, the Dogs always play pretty good down there too. Like, they're always right in it. It's always pretty close games, good games. So, yeah, fair up, but normally good games.
Oh, jeez. When Dangerfield kicked this bloody goal, I thought, fuck, here we go. They're coming. But the Dogs were able to respond pretty quickly after that and put a couple in. But, Adam Treloar and Ed Richards just through the middle, just absolutely... Libba was there as well with Bont, but I think those two in particular really just, took control of the game right from the start.
Yeah.
And, didn't even really, let the Geelong mids really see much of the footy out of the contest there.
Yeah, as a backman myself, I tend to look at the back line and bloody Lob and bloody Karmas, mate. They were the big difference down there. We just kept kicking it to them, had no other options other than those two players. So
Wait, you're a backman?
Hey?
You're a backman?
Yeah, well, I was a backman, mate, back in the day,
Noel Smith from down
I thought you were midfield.
Yeah, he does his best work from behind, mate.
Loves the old
Especially with no Jonesy and no Keith in that back line as well.
Absolutely.
That really, especially Karmas. He's really stood up this year, and Lob, it's a bit of an experiment throwing him down the back there, but he's really
will he stay there when Jones comes back, you reckon?
I reckon you can. Why not? There. Absolutely, because the majority of the ball comes in high. He's a good interceptor. What did he have? I think he had, how many intercept marks did he have over the... just have a quick look here.
Hugo Hagen kicking 4 goals, mate. He kicked 3 late as well. That buddy just tore us apart right at the end there. That was game over for sure after that one.
14 intercepts Rory Lobb had on Saturday night. So just really pivotal in that back line, wasn't he?
Yeah, so that's a couple of good wins now for the Doggies the last couple of weeks now, isn't it?
Yeah, it has been, hasn't it? Western Flag Dogs.
And look, they go to Sydney with their tails wagging, and they usually do play Gadigal up there pretty well.
So they're still sitting 9th on 40 points with D's and Hawks.
Half a game out, and 2 games out from second spot. So,
incredible.
It's very hard to write them off, and they've got a good run coming up, the Dogs as well. Oh well, not a good run, but they've got a run where they're expected to sort of win a few games. They go to Sydney, so that will obviously be a tough one. Then they got Melbourne, Adelaide, North Melbourne, and then GWS. So, bit of a tough start for them with Sydney, but I reckon Melbourne could be a bit of a toss of the coin. If you beat Melbourne, you take their spot, and
talking about beating Melbourne
because they're 10th, but you know what I mean. You take them out of the chance of making into the 8 as well, and there's so many things at play for the Dogs here, and look, their destiny's in their own hands, isn't it?
Yeah, buddy.
Thompson Pelleys needs to lead his team to another flag, and this is the way to do it. We've done it from 7.
Yeah,
So-
well documented.
100%. All right, well.
I was just going to say, Tom Stewart tried all night for the caddies, mate, and it was actually a pretty good ruck battle with English and De Koning too all night. They both played pretty well against each other, actually. So, yeah. What about you, Reeves and Nathan? Any quick thoughts of the games, guys?
So we'll move on to the next one.
No, yeah, it was just a flogging, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was. Look, I tipped Geelong. I wasn't really happy, but, it's what it is. Everybody tipped Geelong, so it wasn't really that big a deal.
I tipped the Dogs.
Yeah, but you're not in the contest, really. Not the top 10 or anything, so it's sort of like, yeah, it's fine.
Well, I watched this game with loyal listener Hutchie. We went down to his house and watched it, and
lovely.
He wasn't a very happy man.
No, he wouldn't
with
have
the
been.
Cats.
You can't blame him.
Did he show you the exit at 3/4 time?
No. He was happy enough. Like
he's a
they,
good
him and
man,
Megan,
right?
they're good at this.
We've got the best community.
You're a dog supporter. You goes.
They're like, I've got to get up early. You might have to leave now, mate.
I'm feeling a bit sore from footy. Got to go.
Alright, moving on to the next game then. It's Port Adelaide versus Richmond at Adelaide Oval. Port Adelaide 16-20, 116 to Richmond 11-9, 75. Port Adelaide by 41 points. Wheels.
Shit, I was hoping you wouldn't throw me this one because I haven't even seen one kick of this game.
Oh,
but that's
you
all right.
Mark,
Pretty much this
you
whole
never
game.
say that. You never say
I
that on
actually
the
watched
pod.
this game. I'm very into it.
Cancel, delete. Nah, quick one. Just pretty standard night. Like Tigers were in it for, they actually were in it for most of the game, but other than the last quarter.
Yeah, they were.
But yeah, pardon?
They were. It was very close.
Yeah,
played
closer
out of
than
their
you
skin
thought
the
it would
first
be. I
three
thought it'd be a
quarters.
bit of a flogging. I thought it'd at least be a 39.5 flogging.
It's one of those games, Fenno, where like the scoreboard doesn't really reflect how the game was played. When you see a last quarter blowout, you from a team like Port Adelaide, you sort of expect it, especially going up against Richmond, who are struggling this year, so to say. But
Yeah.
geez, like
Jeez Louise.
Richmond, they're still pushing. They've still got the players there. You know what I mean? Like Rioli, Hopper, Prestiers there,
Branto.
Short, Picker, Broad. They've still got the players there. Bolton still there. Like
Dusty.
Dusty is finishing up this year. Gotta say,
It's a bit of a
he's
joke,
been
isn't
out
it?
of the bloody country.
Dusty went to New Zealand.
Yeah, he's done. He's checked out.
Yeah, McIntosh. Like they've still got good players that are in that side there, so they're still. And these are one of the teams that you sort of got to watch out for in this part of the season, because they can come out of nowhere and beat you. You know what I mean? Like they did to Sydney at the start of the year. Granted, they probably had a few more
the
fit
Giants beat
players
the
at the
Swans
start
this
of
year.
the year, but
Hey, look, every team has a fighter's chance this year. It seems at any game sort of thing. But no, Richmond is cool. Come on, they're
good to
bottom
see
of the ladder.
Dixon. Good to see Dixon come back out and kick 4 goals too as well. He's had a bit of a quiet stint.
Yeah, but just back on Dusty Martin. I don't know if you heard rumblings lately that Richmond management are not happy. Adam Uze is not happy with him. Apparently, the feeling from management over there is he is mentally checked out. He's barely been turning up to training. He went to New Zealand. Apparently, he played golf the other day.
Yes, but I've heard the
And
tighter.
Didn't even tell the club. And it's like, hang on, he's injured with back spasms. Why is he playing golf and not telling us about it or anything? It's very concerning. Maybe you move to Gold Coast, sunnier pastures next year, or
Come
retire.
up here and just get the body right and get the warm weather in the bones and muscles, mate. That's all that probably is,
Follow
or is he
Hardwood.
going to go to Sydney?
Ooh.
You feel like he's a bit more checked out there, though, don't you? I mean,
Yeah.
he
If he's got to
hasn't,
go anywhere, it's got to be with Hardwood.
he
you
hasn't
think.
offered much this year, and you feel like you'd have to put in a big pre-season into a game that's moving faster and faster next year, and it's looking more likely that it's a silly buy by a club who's going to have to pay upwards towards $1 million to be able to wrench him out of somewhere for him to want to go. And in all seriousness, you're not getting that payback out of him. He doesn't put a defensive pressure in any game. You're buying him almost as a finals specialist.
Yeah.
I really feel like he slipped through the cracks, and you've probably seen the last of Dusty.
They probably
Probably
just
same
have more to have an experienced head,
Look,
he's
he
got the
can't
name, but
wait. He can't wait to be out of the scene, and he really does.
Yeah.
I don't think he's looking to play any more footy in the AFL.
he has checked out ever since his old man passed away a couple of years ago, I reckon.
Yeah, but it was awkward for him because I think he wanted to do it on that 300th, and the club put a bit of pressure on him to keep playing out the year due to being on the list and all. So then he did try, but then he was really sore. So that's when he sort of pulled it a bit. And I think now he may play one more game.
I reckon he will.
I
They'll
would
give him a
have
send-off.
asked him to play one more.
They'll give him a send-off.
Yeah, but I just
They'll do the right
don't
thing.
see him going to another club and he's not going to go to a North or something, and help rebuild. And no club's going to pay him enough for him to be interested. They're just not going to get the games out of him. You just don't see him.
You reckon he's more going to hang up the boots? Is that what you're saying?
I'd be putting money on it. You just hang it up.
Local footy.
He will. I mean, he's 30 plus now as well, and his body is beaten up.
33,
Which club you're not going to pay the matching money that he's going to demand for him to play for 15 games and maybe win you a final? That's just not.
Yeah, it's a
the game's going to move forward next year, and it will probably be a leak hole. A club like Sydney will not do it. They just wouldn't do it. They're too confident in their own list and their own development to not need a single Dustin Martin to come in.
Yeah, but Gold Coast
be
might
a gold saviour.
Gold Coast might snatch him up.
Come down and grabbing tangas.
Come have rejuvenate.
That's just reading between the tea leaves of what you
Hart.
hear, but it just feels like he's done. But what a legend he'll forever be. So I think he's better off being done.
Yeah, just
he could just need a change too. It might just be as simple as just a change.
Well, let's hope.
Who knows?
I mean, I'd love to see him go around and win a Brownlow or a grand final at another club. It'd be all time.
Yeah.
But it just feels like, even from whispers that come out of management and that in the club, what you hear when you listen closely on the radio, that he's pretty cooked.
Well, look, he'll go over to Gold Coast and he'll teach them how to win away. All right, let's move on to the next game. It is Brisbane versus Sydney
Teach them how to party away.
Gabba. It was Brisbane 11-13-79. Sydney 11-11-77. Brisbane snatched it. 2 points. Fuck me. Steelo.
Great win.
Steelo, shout out.
Go the Lions. We've done it. We're in the top 4, baby.
Yep, that's it. All right, Reeves, I'll throw it to you now.
Game of the round, wasn't it? I mean...
Didn't you say that twice already?
Well, I just said it then, but
cool. Okay.
Yeah, it really was. What a shock. I mean, I tipped them too. Stoked I did on the merit of it being at home. That was my big merit. I went, you know what? If it was at Sydney, I tipped Sydney. Brizzy are hot. They're at home. I'm going to tip them. And they bloody saluted. Very close, though. Could have gone either way.
Close.
But, I mean, their depth got tested a bit there. And even with Lockie Neal not having a big day... really able to salute and play well through the midfield. And, if it looks like Harris might be out for a couple of weeks.
Yeah, concussion. Concussion,
so, that'll test you out a little going forward. But, Brizzy at the moment, for me, a genuine top 4 team. Which, if you'd have said that after rounds 5, 6, 7,
Oh, they look cooked, didn't they? They look cooked.
So, good on them for the turnaround. And that win, I think that's the win, when you... If you're going to turn around and you win a prelim or something, or you make the granny, big one against Sydney at home, really. Really, that just means you can beat anyone, anywhere.
Steelo, can you just give us a quick rundown about the last couple of minutes with Archie, mate, just for the listeners out there?
Oh, mate, Archie was just in everything for the last 2 minutes. He was just out of control.
He kicked the goal as well. No.
It's actually a bit of a blur to me right now. I'll let you take it away, Fenno. I remember you had a good take of it.
Yeah, give us a good take of it.
He was everywhere. He just won in the game, kicked up the goal. He was absolutely on fire, mate. That was just came out of nowhere. This is a bloke that, was touring it up in the grand final as well. And, he just won in the game, inspirational, and well done to him, mate. I don't think he wasn't in my best, but... Just that last couple of minutes really just stood the standard, mate, for the game in the club. But McCluggage, Rayner, Golden
Zorko
for Sydney, mate, were pretty good. Zorko was pretty good too, mate. So that was pretty much my best for the game. And what a win for the Lions, mate. Absolute ripper.
Yeah, no, good win for him. Good win for you, Steelo. You should be happy with that. But yeah, Sydney bleeding yet again after their they smashed North last week, but they did lose to St Kilda the week before, and what a game that was. So be interesting. Falling off, losing a couple of games near the end of the year could be good for other teams. Could be good going to the finals.
It's interesting, isn't it? It dropped a bit of form,
100%.
Have they just put the foot off the pedal a bit, fellas? You reckon? Just to
maybe they might be a little tuckering out.
It's definitely not bad footy by them. They've lost by 2 points to St Kilda, 2 points to Brisbane, and a point to Richmond.
And they've had they've had some changes in the team too, like Mills in, Parker, players out. You know, so
Yeah.
it's been a
Let
few
him have
changes.
another bad week. Let him have another bad week up until finals, and I'll be happy.
Yeah,
All right.
no, but that's
Absolutely.
Yeah, a couple bad
that's
weeks.
the thing about
That's what I
their.
want.
Sorry, they
just
lost,
one more.
they
Just
lost-
one more. Then they can do whatever they want
They lost to
until
Freo in
the
there.
finals.
So it was 4 points to Richmond, 1 point to Freo, 2 points to St Kilda, and now 2 points to Brisbane. So, if I was in the coaching staff, I'd be reiterating to the guys that under a 1-goal loss in any game, it's not a concerning factor. So I think their form this year stacks up pretty hardcore.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
If you're only
And
losing.
there's still 2 games clear on top as well.
And that.
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
I mean, I wouldn't be too worried as a Sydney. I think their
No.
their mode of footy's electric, and guys like Warner and that at the moment just electric through the middle. And, you know, other teams are going to go a long way to stop Sydney, and Brizzy are one of the few with that depth.
They
So,
could do that.
yeah, it was a really high quality
They're fine.
game, wasn't it?
Yeah, absolutely,
man.
absolutely. All right, well, with that,
I was
let's
going
move
to say,
on to the next game.
I was just going to say, Sam Reed's decided to hang it up too, mate. He's been
Oh,
riddled
yeah,
with
he's
injuries,
done.
mate, and decided to hang up the boots.
Retired
mate,
at the
Sam
early
Reid.
age of 30 in life.
32, I think.
What a hard worker he's been, eh? Are you
Well, he was
retired?
injured.
Any of us retired at 32?
Well, he's retiring from football, not work. Schmo.
Well, you retired?
Retiring from football, you schmo.
I might retire from carpet, mate.
Well done, Lions. Well done, Lions.
Alright, now moving on to the next game. It was Sunday afternoon football at Optus Stadium. Fremantle versus Melbourne. Fremantle 17-14, 116. Melbourne 10-6, 66. Fucking take it away, whoever.
Flag
Hurry up.
mantle.
Get
Flag
this
mantle,
over
motherfuckers.
with. Get this over with.
Mate,
Rip off the
I was trying to do
Band-Aid.
I was trying to do my click and collect groceries, mate, and I couldn't even do it because I just kept looking at the scores of the footy, mate.
Oh, and how bad was the top Melbourne was wearing?
It looked like it was going to be a shellacking,
Oh.
but jeez,
The top.
Melbourne.
That's all we have to talk about is the top one.
Is
You know
that-
what? This
is
is
that all we have
exactly
to
how I
say?
thought they'd play last week.
Yeah, well.
No Gorn, no Petrarca.
When our
Oliver's-
highest disposal getter is our
Oliver's
backman,
fucking
it's a
shit.
bad day.
What's Oliver good doing? You know, like May looked lost. You know, they had no backline.
I think Oliver will
What do
be
you-
on the trade table at the end of this year.
Yeah, there's rumours of
Is-
that going around.
He's come out
That's
this year
That's
and
getting him for a
just
pack of biscuits.
he's a bloody shell of himself this year. I tell you
Oh,
what,
God,
like
Saints.
it's absolutely ridiculous to watch, and he's a good player. You know what I mean?
Why don't they swap Dusty for Oliver?
Yeah, mate. Rick Freo just dominated, mate. Like
They
Brayshaw,
did.
Saron, Tracy up forward, Young, Walker, Walters. They all just dominated, mate. Like,
Yeah.
just
I
pretty
feel like-
well, just a great team effort.
For a couple of
Apparently,
years there, Freo
Those
and Melbourne.
Walters. Oh, and Jai a miss. Like Jai a miss didn't miss all bloody day. Kicked 4 straight.
He doesn't miss.
Yeah, bit of sour news for Alex Pearce, mate. He refractured his arm too. He came in only 4 weeks from doing it last time, and he's redone it again. So he's probably got to miss the rest of the home and away season.
Bad news all round.
Big out, man. Big out. Missing. He's one of the
He's
best
a
backers in the
massive
comp.
out, yeah. Because that could be him in for finals as well, maybe. So. Oh well, yeah. Can we move on now? Because
Just
that
quick
was
one. Just quick one. Fabber's up and about, mate. He's texting me every day about the free flag mantle these days,
Oh.
mate.
Flag mantle.
He's looking forward. I reckon he's pretty confident he's going to be on the pod in a few weeks too, fellas. So
Well,
let's get
if
ready
they
for
make
that.
the finals, he has to be on.
That's it. It's the rule.
Are we done?
I can barely see your face behind that mic, Nathan.
Good.
he's hiding.
I don't even want to be
He's
here.
in hiding. He's
What?
like, we're
But
lucky
seriously-
we're even doing the pod this week.
I know you don't want to talk about Nathan, but what do you reckon, mate? Like, you got anything to say, mate, at all, or just?
I reckon you're correct. I don't want to talk about it.
I think that the
They got flogged by him the first time they played him up in TIO. What was it? Just shy of 100 points, and it's
They got-
happened again.
And they got
did
flogged
that
by
up
West
to
Coast.
Rugby
They got
League.
flogged by West Coast and WA as well too.
Yeah, we haven't had a good time in WA this year.
No.
Haven't toured well. South Australia, different story.
Crazy that bloody you can get a score like that. But last week you beat Essendon, isn't it? Just incredible.
No. It's
Stupid.
Melbourne. It's what they do. They let me down.
Don't you reckon that was...
So have we got any talks about when Gawn's coming back? Because I heard it was only going to be 1 week, but it's already been 2 now.
I heard it was going to be 3.
No.
But then again, what do I know? I go for Melbourne. Alright, moving on to the next game. It is Carlton versus North Melbourne at Marvel Stadium. Carlton 16-11, 107 to North 14-4, 88. Carlton by 19 points, closer than you thought. Rick?
Absolutely closer than you thought. This, I reckon, was the match of the round. Like, it was close. It was so close. Like, you had North up and about, with the lead at half time, tails wagging, they were pouncing around, and then you got Carlton under the pump, Vossi coaching from the boundary line, Cripper, Kerno just absolutely just ripping through them, kicked 4-2 for the day. Owies as well, like he was instrumental early to keep Carlton in that game, I reckon, because North looked like at some stages they were just the better side than Carlton, really.
But they're not.
I was up during the third quarter. Start of the third quarter, the Kangas were winning too.
Yeah, they did. They looked like they were such a better side than Carlton were, but then Cripper and Walsh, really stood up there and really turned the tide there for Carlton, and they narrowly got the win by 19 points, which really could have been a toss of the coin and could have gone the other way.
Yeah. But you got to think North Melbourne were pretty good on the night, like scoring wise. 14 goals for final score. That's pretty impressive. I feel like that's what kept him into it. That's what kept it from being more of a blowout than it. Yeah, because it wasn't.
And
but it could absolutely easily been.
Rick, how mate Sheasel just dominating.
Yeah, well,
yeah, absolutely, he was
insane. All right.
I thought it was one of the
2 goals
worst
as well.
games of the round, actually.
Yeah, it was pretty boring.
It was quite a bleak game of football.
I didn't like it. Charlie Kerno finally kicked 4, finally kicked some goals.
I think he might be on about. He was on 63 consecutive goals when I was on last. I think I've been gone for 2-3 weeks, so he's on about 65 consecutive goals a game at the moment. I'll get back to you with that one though, but he's still going. He's kicked one every game since I was on last as well, so we'll keep that watch going.
Oh, there we go.
There we go.
All right, well, there's not much else to say about that match. Good on you, North. Nice try, but you're not going to beat a team.
Only Blues sitting second on the ladder.
Yeah.
I was just about to say, it moves them to second on the ladder. Yeah,
but it should have.
Win's a win. Doesn't matter how you get them.
Yeah, well, it's
dangerous.
We expected it. All right, well, with that,
it sets them up. If they get a few more wins as well.
Cool.
Yeah,
all right,
that's a good chance for the double chance.
Cool.
Yep.
With that, let's move on to this week's tips. I think every time I tried to move on to the next game, I got interrupted. Every time this week.
Game.
Every time I'm like, all right, let's. Sorry.
Just a quick one for you, Rick, too.
No respect for the host.
Back to the Doggies Cats game.
This guy.
Just cut and paste, mate. Cut and paste.
No, go fuck
it's been since 2003 since the Cats have gone goals in a quarter, mate. 2003.
What do you mean? As if?
2003 since they've gone goals in a quarter, mate. That's incredible.
Wow. It's been 3 weeks since the Saints have gone goalless in a corner.
Yeah, and then it was twice in one game.
Like, I'm talking about at Condinia Park, not every game.
Yeah, fair enough. Alright, can I move on now, Ryan? Am I allowed to fucking move on with this podcast? Rick's got places to be, alright?
No, he doesn't.
Alright, moving on to this week's footy tipping results. And I must say...
no ladder.
There is a perfect game this week. Benny, BT the Bull. 9 out of 9. Congratulations.
Bloody BT.
That's a good effort.
Oh,
yeah, he let us all know about it too, didn't he?
Oh, well, he deserved to. You know, you get a 9, you fucking shout about it.
I
That's
didn't
it.
know about it, so I must have slipped that bit of banter there.
Yeah. No, you must have. 9 out of 9. He got it. He didn't put his tips in, so he automatically
Get
got Adelaide,
fucked.
and then bam.
Oh, and then he put them all in. I was
Then he
going to
put 'em all
say,
in.
wow. Good effort.
He claims he wasn't going to tip.
Wait, does he go for
He
Essendon?
goes for Essendon. But
Oh.
he claims he wasn't going to tip Essendon because of how shit they are.
Yeah, but that's like me when St Kilda played Brisbane. I just didn't put my tips in. But then, yeah.
Yeah, well, look, whatever.
Oh, he played it well.
All right, now the top 5 reads as this. We got a new addition to the top 5 this week. Vossi Star, 13.
Ooh.
Knocking me out.
My favourite VFL player.
Knocked me out of the top 5. So, yeah, Vossi Star on 107. Then at number 4, Molian, 108.
My
Good
arch
him.
nemesis.
Good him. And then, yeah, my dad, 108 in third. And then my mum, 108 in second.
Bloody Joe.
And then number 1, breaking ahead by one tip this week. Congratulations.
And percentage. Don't forget that's worth 1.
Yeah, well, fair enough. But yeah, you are 109. One ahead of one ahead of my parents. But they're coming for you.
Oh, and there's some tough games coming up too.
Yes.
But
So-
I'm still disappointed. I'm 32,000th in the world at the moment. So, big dropping from 615th.
So Rick is
Shocking.
coming 15th with 100.
Well, crack the ton.
Equal with me.
Steelo,
Gotta crack the
14th with 100. But just above, like on margin. And then Feno, 101.
Crack the ton.
Coming in 12. I remember when I was worried about you in the tipping this year. I remember when I was worried.
Yeah, that one that I didn't take.
chasing you, Benno.
I forgot to put Saints West Coast in, and that one tip would put me back up top 7.
It's tight. It's a good comp, this one at the moment. But
Oh, yeah.
you got to be in it to win it.
And then, yeah,
I mean,
me,
leading it to win it.
I'm coming in at 6th on 106. I'm 3 behind you now. You got 2 ahead of me. Very unhappy
And Nathan,
about
I've told you I'm all about the NRL tipping this year, mate. Okay.
that. Yeah.
We'll
And
enjoy
then-
that.
And then this motherfucker's number 1. Representing the pod and his family, because his family are all in the bottom 5.
They are.
It's ridiculous.
I try to tell them every week, listen to my
Put
tips.
your
But they'll
tips
be
in.
like, shut up,
Put your
Dan,
tips
stop
in.
talking shit. And they don't listen to me, so.
So, what's football? We don't know.
Yeah. No, they just pretend I'm
what
talking
they
shit,
say.
and then they don't listen to me. So.
Well, you do talk a lot of
Paddy's
shit.
coming 16.
Yeah, but he thinks he knows a lot about footy, but.
He clearly doesn't.
Hey, we all know the more you know, the worse you are. Okay.
No. You're just spreading bullshit.
No, the more you listen to SEN, the more intel you get.
Well, there you go.
Especially
That's
crunch
always
time
listening.
on a Sunday. Listen to that
Alright.
app on a Sunday night. It's beautiful listening.
Alright, let's move on. Oh, before we move on though, I do want to bring up I've gotten our ladder prediction list, or our ladder that we built. Just want to say,
Yep.
Brick, looking alright. Wheels, looking alright. Raby, you skipped 2 teams and you mentioned 1 team twice, so I don't like your chances.
Oh, he's cheating. He's bloody cheating.
So, yeah, that's going to be interesting.
All I know is I got Essendon 9th, which I didn't have when I wrote it out.
No, you didn't. You don't have Essendon in
No.
the
Because when I did it, and then I realised later, I was like, oh no,
I don't
I
like
fucked it
it's
up.
taken I don't like it's taken 19 rounds to realise this either.
No, but
Well, look, I just assumed he was getting it right on the pod.
No,
How
I-
hard is it to list 18 teams?
I
you know?
listened to it after, and I wrote them down, and I went, oh shit, I fucked it up. And
Yeah, Hawthorn and Essendon. And Freo twice.
Yeah, so Essendon were meant to be 9th, and then, I don't know, apart from that, I can't remember.
But then you clearly put in, like, alright, this team at 9th. I'm like, okay, alright.
So how do you judge that? How do you judge that? Do you say it's free,
I'm
or do
just
you just
out, like Wheels of Fortune. I'm just out.
No, don't worry. I'll do it. I'll still do it. He's not out. You're not out.
I'll
You're
just
still
be
in.
out.
You'll
Out.
get a score, but it won't be that good
Yeah.
compared to everybody that did, like, you know, yeah.
It's like a pickup when you're playing golf and you have a wipe. You're just like, I'm just out.
You essentially won't get scores for 2.
Yeah, that's
And the one you did 2 of, it'll be the furthest away from the position.
Yeah.
That's it. And so, yeah, that's going to kill it for us. But, yeah, that's coming up at the end of the year. Well, we'll do our break between season and the finals.
Are we going to do a all for footy all Australian side as well? Should we try and get one going?
Yeah, I feel like we should do that in between the last round and the first final. Because that'll be
yeah.
a week where we can. And maybe even a Brownlow watch-along, streamed live.
Oh. How are we going
Nice.
to from the Gold Coast?
Well, no, we won't be there.
Yeah.
Shit, does that mean you're going to be here a week?
Oh,
He
shit.
will be. I won't be. Well, we'll work that out.
Just revealed it live on the pod. I'm
Shit, I've already found out how long they're going to be here.
Wait, the Brownlow's on Sunday these days, isn't it?
Mondays.
No,
Still.
they do it Sundays now.
Well,
Is it really?
Pretty sure, in the week off.
No, it's Monday.
No, they do it
Mate, I
Sunday.
think it might have been Sunday during COVID, bro.
No, they do it Sunday.
anyway,
Sure.
we'll be doing it. So, yeah. Maybe. I'll talk to people, see if they're available, but still. We might be doing a watch along.
We're on
Live.
Brownlow.
Maybe Steelo in the tech seat. Alright, well, let's move on to this week's tips. Raby, let's keep it a couple sentences, give your tip. Alright?
Alright, I'm sure.
No long rambles.
I got somewhere to be anyway, so I gotta go.
Rick has somewhere to be.
Actually,
alright?
can I just send mine into the thing? Because I gotta go.
Alright, cool. We're going to start. Carlton versus Port Adelaide at Marvel Stadium, Friday night football. Who do you reckon, Reeves?
Fuck.
Yeah, it's a pretty bad one. Right, let's stop.
Can't you start with someone else?
You're next to me. That's who I start with.
So you get the long samosa when you start with me.
You get all the samosa.
Oh, so if you
come
went
on.
to everyone else, I could just chip in at the end with a... But because you
One-
start with
with
me,
one
I
answer.
build it up.
And then you give your answer and we can move on. Yeah.
Okay, so you go into Friday night footy. It's going to be a big build-up between two teams that just need a victory. I mean, how do you decipher between Carlton losing? How does that look on paper? But if Port lose, the coach almost gets walked out of town. I mean,
Oh, what? To a loss against Carlton? I don't think so.
oh man, this is an 8-point classic if I've ever seen one. I mean,
Alright, well, who are you going?
oh look, I'm gonna have to go for Carlton. I just think they put their season on the line here.
Cool.
They're more desperate in the contest, and they've just found a way.
Rick?
Yeah, being at Marvel, I'm going to say Carlton as well, but I reckon it's going to be about 35 point victory.
Yeah, fair.
High
fair.
scoring
Quite easy
game.
one.
Yeah, I reckon.
Big Wheel.
Yeah, Blues for me, and I don't think Port's playing as good as you think they are. So, Blues for me.
Yeah. Steelo, do you want to chime in with your tips?
Carlton, mate. Yep, Carlton.
There we go. I'm going to go Carlton, but I think Port are going to win. But I'm going to go Carlton.
Yeah.
I think Carlton's going to slip on that proverbial banana peel I talk about too much.
And Port is
They
a
don't
big
have to
game
in the
for
prelim,
Port.
mate.
Yeah,
I mean,
Port's got a solid
see,
list
I
of,
feel like
there's some
Port's come
players.
good.
They can.
Even though
Horn
you guys just
Francis,
said
I don't know.
Port.
I feel like Horn Francis is just majestic.
He is majestic, and
He's
they
very
are
majestic.
quite solid, Port. I mean, they're going to rate themselves coming over to knock them off. I mean, Carlton have been a bit fumbly lately. That's... If anything, I feel like Carlton have been more fumbly than Port just lately.
Yeah,
but-
lately, in the last few
I'm
weeks.
just
Yeah.
going to bring up a quick one. Can you believe Zach Butters has recorded the most ever amount of fines ever in the AFL, too, at $36,000?
Oh, Jesus.
Incredible.
36 grand.
That's just this
How's
year.
this guy
for
not been
You got a pretty
reported?
good car for that amount of money.
Isn't that just this year? He's incurred 36,000.
So,
Because they were talking about how the AFL
That's
tribunal,
absolutely crazy. I can't believe that.
they might invite Gil McLaughlin on the end of season trip away this year, just as a little bit of a thanks for the last 10
Imagine
years.
if he wins the Brownlow.
Beautiful.
Alright, moving on. Next game. It is North Melbourne versus Geelong at the Bluntstone Arena. Reedy, who do you have?
Well, look, I mean, I think, you know, with odds of $1.25 to $4, I see this as a little bit dangerous for Geelong here. I mean, their form peaked, but it's can slide quickly again as well. And North, they're just constantly been trending. And
They've only got one place to go.
yeah, but
That's
down
the
at
thing.
Bloodston,
Up. That's it.
I mean, I just think they're going to make this game quite chaotic, like they did last week as well, and be more than in it. And geez, I'm bloody prepared to throw a tip against the wall here.
But you're not
because-
going to.
Well, no, I think I'm going to.
You're going to pick.
I just feel like it's one of those ones. It's like Hawks down at Tassie against Freo, where you,
I remember this.
you know, the venue really gives North impotency here, and I just
It gives it impotency.
huge.
That's
it's
not a
like,
good thing.
It's like Geelong at Geelong. This is North love themselves at Tassie. So I'm going to go them. Yeah.
Sorry, you just
Because I
said
think
North.
Geelong,
That's
their
such a-
form line also had a bit of probably a peak and a trough, and the weekend really proved that aggressive ball movement can get a beat.
You help
And
me to
North
sleep.
do that. So I'm just going to give him a sniff.
Alright, cool. Rick, do you think North are incompetent?
Impotent.
Impotent.
I reckon.
what I
Look, I don't reckon they're incompetent. I reckon they will not beat Geelong though, even though it's down in Tassie.
Fair enough. Wheels, do you think they're impotent?
I actually agree with Reedy. I reckon this is a danger game.
Massive danger.
But you're a self-hating Geelong fan.
Mate,
I'm tipping the Roos.
Get off the train.
You just say
I'm tipping the Roos, but I'm tipping the Roos for now. But I'm waiting to see the ins and outs. All right.
I think you're crazy. I think Geelong are going to pump it.
I
Steelo.
also will be checking the ins and outs before deciphering go for my tip. But
Good for you.
at
Steelo,
this point,
why do you talk so much about these games? Steelo, who you got?
Yeah, the ground gives them a sniff, but definitely got the Cats strong. Strong by at least 6 goals, maybe 10.
Yeah, I'd say so too. Alright, moving on to the next game. Gold Coast versus Brisbane at People First Stadium. Reedy.
Far out.
it's where the conundrum comes to an end, I think. I mean, if this isn't Brizzy playing in the home conditions as well, I'll go he. So I'm prepared to go he on this.
Brisbane. Cool. Rick, who you got?
I too have gone he on this. I reckon Brizzy are just in a bit better form, home and away.
It's only down
So,
the road.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it is only just down the road. So, yeah, no, Brizzy for me.
Fair enough.
Makes me worried.
You're going to head down the
Big
motorway,
wheel.
Big Wheels?
Big Will.
I was going to say I'll probably head down to this one. Actually, I reckon this is going to be a ripper. Without Big Whitson, took Muller out of the side though. I'm a bit iffy, but then Harris Andrews is out, so it's tricky. Oh, I'm going to go Lions.
All of yous.
Everyone's bucking the
Steelo.
Harris is a massive out. Not to be understated, I think. It's going to be very interesting. So I'll probably tip the Suns by a goal or two.
What? This guy.
And they haven't lost at home either.
And you go for Brizzy.
No,
Harris
yeah,
is massive.
he's crazy. Alright, I'm going Gold Coast because
Oh.
of the curse.
Well, I mean, a rule is a rule, and it hasn't been broken yet. So I don't get why we're all tipping Brizzy.
I
But
think it's going to be.
Nathan, you got that. You got that the other week, didn't you? The Suns again at home, and Reeby didn't.
no, I
Yep,
tipped
yep.
the Suns to beat North. So I tipped them to finally win away.
Oh yes, he tipped him to finally win
but
away.
they didn't win away. So I bucked
No, but
the trend.
didn't you not tip it in a home game?
No, I tipped him at home. Oh no, then I tipped Port.
Oh.
No, I tipped Port the next week
Okay.
at Gold Coast. So
And
I went
tipped
2 in a
Gold
row.
Coast,
I'm
so
just,
yeah.
I've ruined it.
You're foolish. You're foolish.
and now I'm tipping against Gold Coast at home.
Cool. Moving on to the next game. Saturday afternoon football at Marvel Stadium. It is St Kilda versus Essendon. Brady, come on.
St.Kilda. I don't even know if that's spelled
Yeah,
right, but
no, it's not. You're wrong. I don't.
That's a
think you're
weird way to spell it.
That's a weird way to spell Essen flag. But Rick, who you got?
I'm going to go the home team, whoever that is.
I got the Bombers this week.
Yeah, 100%. Feta, you on the Essen flag bandwagon?
Oh, a little bit. What was the result when these two played each other this year,
We
Reece?
lost by
They played
11
each other.
points.
Essen flag won.
It was a goal or two. I think it was 10 or 11 points.
Essen flag dominate teams in the bottom 10.
No, we were up and they kicked 2 late goals to pinch it. So it was a tight, shitty
It's actually a
battle.
tricky one, man. It's a tricky one because Essen's not even in that good of form. But I'm just
No.
going to tip the Bombers. I'm not confident though.
Good
No,
team.
you shouldn't be. The odds are rather close.
Everyone tip us.
Very. Oof.
Saints are going to rob them.
Yeah.
I know that.
Steelo, who you got?
Yeah, we'll go to Saints. Yeah, to keep Ross's job.
Oh, there we go. Steelo and Reeby riding on that friend train. Will I join them? Fuck no. I'm on Essendon's bandwagon.
Sucked in as well.
Yeah. Go Essen flag.
The 3 of you sucked in and me and Steele have been smart. I like it.
Alright. Moving on to the next game. It is Melbourne versus GWS Saturday night football at the G. Reeby, who you got?
Sorry, can you please mention who the first team was again?
Melbourne versus Giants at the MCG.
Melbourne.
Yeah.
Oh, fuck, I don't know much about them. I'll just go the Giants.
I'll be going down to this game.
And Melbourne doesn't sound like a very strong side.
We won a flag more recently than St Kilda.
Oh.
What's it? Have you got a Melbourne jumper on too, Nathan? That I can see.
No, I've actually got a Spider-Man jumper on.
Ah, looks just red and blue in my picture.
Yeah, that's why I'm wearing it. It's a Miles Morales Spider-Man thing.
I think the Giants beat you guys by over 40 points.
Hey, I don't live in the past, alright? Because I ain't a little bitch.
Okay.
Cool. So you got...
It's hard to live in the past because like
It's
time
hard.
always
Time
moves
moves
on.
forward. It's very weird.
So your 2022 grand final doesn't count.
Anyway, Remy, who do you have?
Giants by 40 plus.
There we go.
Said it
Rick.
3 times. Do you want to hear it again?
I actually,
I didn't hear it the first two.
I actually have Melbourne to win this game. Actually,
Oh, another
Being
10
being at
lost.
the G.
Yeah, it might be, I think,
Yeah,
unfortunately.
That's why he's 10 behind the leader.
Oh, it could be a tip gained.
Oh.
Could be. Could.
So he went Essen in the game before, and he's 2 in a row. Oh.
Mate, you have no idea what you're talking about. Wheels, big wheel. Who you got?
If Gorn's back, I'll tip the D's. If not, the Giants.
Oh, fair enough. Steelo.
I'll be heading down to the game. It's going to be a good spectacle, this one, down at the G.
Jump on the Melbourne friend train.
And, yeah, I reckon I'm getting on the friend train with
Yeah.
Gorney back in
Oh,
town.
really? As well.
Gorney's back, I've heard.
What about the pod's
I've heard he's
favourite
back as
friend, Lockie Whitfield? I mean, he's our favourite player in the pod.
yeah.
So I've heard
Mr.
Gordy has one more week.
This
So
would be what night? Is this Saturday night?
Saturday Night Football.
Wow, we should attempt to go
Who
with
Lockie
the pod.
Whitfield, who's played 18 games this year.
What?
Hey, if somebody wants to drive, I'll happily go.
No, I
to the
can't
footy.
assure I'm with Jai, so because
Bring Jai.
Mum will go home on Saturday afternoon.
Fair enough. Well, you missed out. Alright,
Be a good game to go to though.
I'm going to go the D's because I go for Melbourne and I want them to win.
Go Giants.
Yep,
You should
fuck
do.
you.
This is
Crucial
season's...
game, mate. This would almost be do and die for the D's, wouldn't it?
Well,
Like,
both
really?
teams. I'm
Yeah,
going to say
well, we need to
season's
start
on the
winning some
line.
games. Yeah.
8 point. There's probably going to be a lot of
Yeah,
8 point
depends.
games coming up. You know, the traditional loser drops off more than the winner. If that is a ripper 8 point game.
Well, yeah, well, we'll see how it goes. Alright. Moving on to the next game. It is, the Derby. Fremantle versus the Eagles at Optus
Love a
Stadium.
good derby.
Sorry?
Saturday night or Sunday game?
Saturday night.
Saturday night as well. I am looking towards Fremantle for another 40 pluser here. I'm going to have Giants into Freo 40 plus as a Saturday night special.
Yep. Rick?
Look, I'm going to go Fremantle here to take the mantle
Of the flag.
in the derby.
Definitely.
There we go. Wheels.
West Coast.
You're
Yeah.
I'm going to cop a Fremantle flogging.
Yeah, there we go. Here we go. Steelo.
In the Derby.
In the Derby.
I'm going the draw. Nah, you
We
go West
can't
Coast.
go to the draw.
West Coast will get it done. They
There
don't
we
know
go.
what's hit them without Pearcey.
There we go. I think he's in trouble. But yeah, look, flag mantle. Easy as you like. In the Derby. In the Derby,
Unbelievable.
as some call.
The Turbo.
The Derby, as it's known in France. French.
I still can't believe they're bloody fourth on the ladder. Unbelievable.
Yeah, well, they're doing really well. We all had them pretty low in our ladder predictions, but we'll get to them when we get to them. Alright, moving on to the next game. It is Sunday football at the MCG. Collingwood versus Richmond. Reeves.
Alright, Nathan, pot trivia question. Can you guess what the line is in this game?
12.
23.5.
Okay, alright.
23.
Yeah, that's pretty big,
Wow.
isn't it? I mean, you just feel like
What does that mean for people that don't understand the line, mate?
that means they're giving sports bets giving Richmond a chance of being within 4 goals. So Collingwood would have to win by over
Absolutely.
23.5 at the line. You just feel like that's really heavy, don't you? I mean, Richmond Collingwood probably win, but you just feel like Richmond are going to stay in this game and be desperate to want to knock off a team that really looks like they're just dwindling a bit. So, yeah, really interesting day, I reckon, watching this game. I'd look forward to watching this at the G, obviously.
Yeah, at the G.
I'm going to tip Collingwood, but yeah, I'll look forward to Richmond just having a crack.
Yeah,
because last week they showed it. They had a crack and a half. So.
They did. Rick, who you got?
Jeez, I want to tip Richmond.
I got the Pies this week, mate. I reckon they'll bounce back after their big loss against Hawks.
Surely.
You'd have to think.
But if they don't...
Big Wheel, who you got?
Yeah, I heard some players are coming back this week too. Pies for me, mate.
Steelo?
Yeah, mate, on the Maggies.
They could still go on a run.
Yeah, fucking Pies.
This is it for them, isn't it?
Why are you talking about Richmond? Richmond's shit.
No, but look, last week they played with a lot of ticker Richmond for a good half. So
I'm so glad they are where they are. Fuck Richmond, everybody that supports them.
Yeah. And your 3 premierships.
So I don't know if you know, Steelo, I have 2 exes and a shitty ex-friend that all go for Richmond, so I hate Richmond.
Isn't this the first time they've ever been bottom of the ladder or something like that?
And I'm loving it. I'm loving it. I'd rather this than Melbourne being top of the ladder.
Wow.
No, my hate isn't that strong. I want Melbourne to be top of the ladder. I don't give a fuck as long as Richmond ain't winning. Alright, moving on to the next game. It is Sydney versus the Doggies at the SCG Sunday Football. Reeves, you watching this one?
Oh, mate, I'm going to be glued to the footy all Sunday because you go from the G, watching a potential scrap, and maybe 100%, and then you tune into what's probably going to be game of the round. I mean, high quality on a smaller ground, which I think the Dogs are just going to love with Lob pushing back now. He's going to command them back there. And, Hugo Hagen up forward, he's going to be having shots like Buddy was from just anywhere half of the ground. And, mate, Doggies are going to be bloody dangerous here, so... but Sydney losing last week. I mean, it's hard to not tip them coming off a loss. So it's...
Well, you said not too long ago, all their wins have been all their losses have been under a goal.
I just think the Dogs have got something going at the moment.
They do. They're on a roll. They are. Yeah, I'll give them that.
Sort of prepared to stick with them for a minute. I think last week was a real good win, and
the week before as well. Like they've got some momentum.
Haven't tipped them in either one, and I feel like if I tip them this week, they might lose because
who are you tipping?
So I might tip them.
All right, there we go. Parker, who you got?
Dogs for me, straight up.
Straight up. There we go. Big Wheel.
Yeah, I don't know if the Dogs will get their handball game going at the congested SCG, but Rick, doesn't this one take you back to 2016, mate? You'll be guilty.
Oh, it does, mate. It does. It does. Even 2015. Because 2015-16, we went up to the SCG, and we beat the Swans both times. It was pissing down with rain, and both times it was like 4 points. That we won by.
Lovely.
And then... obviously, then we went on to beat him in the grand final, so that was, the extra cherry on the cake, wasn't it?
Yeah, and you've always had a bit of a soft spot for the Swannies too, mate. So I'm going to go Swannies because I just reckon this might be one where the Doggies just a bit hot and cold this game, and Swannies will get over them, mate. Sorry, Rico.
Yeah,
Yeah, tip the Swans.
Yep, I have to tip the Swans. They're the biggest threat in the comp by far. It's hard to tip against them. I don't think I will tip against them. But hot dogs, Western Flag dogs, they're firing. Don't count them out.
Until they let you down.
They're definitely in there.
Don't count them out.
Yeah. Best of luck, Rick. That's all I'm saying.
A big game.
Alright, moving on. Sunday, football at Adelaide Oval. Last game of the round. It's Adelaide versus Hawthorn. Reedy.
Oh.
Two sort of informed that are in the bottom of the ladder.
It's so easy to want to lean to the Hawks here on current form, but you feel like this game builds up as even. When Adelaide have got 4-2 at home, but at Hawthorn take out the first 5 rounds of the year are equal on top of the ladder with Sydney as the form side of the year. So we're talking 5 weeks at the start of the year out, where they obviously had 5 losses. But what a comeback, 9 out of 11 rounds with victories, gone down by 1 point to Port in one of them. And they're hot to trot, aren't they? So I think I'm going to go the Hawks here. because this is their game. I think this is their mini final, and if they get through this one, they're genuinely in the 8. So a lot to play for, and I reckon they'll go over there. Travel doesn't matter. Big game.
True.
Yeah, I'll give them a go.
Fair enough, Parker. Who you got?
I'm going to say Adelaide for this one today.
Yeah. I'm
Being up at the Adelaide Oval, I reckon, coming off a win as well last week, so the Crows, just up and about a little bit. I reckon they'll get the victory here.
Yep,
Just.
Fair. Big Wheel.
Yeah, I've only tipped the Hawks once this year and they lost, but they've won bloody 10 games or whatever it is.
Oh,
So
it's 10
had
to
a
tip,
shocker.
aren't they?
So I'm going to try and tip the Hawks and hopefully they win.
Steelo, who you got?
Yeah, the Hawks.
With no confidence there, Wheels.
Alright, well,
I've got nothing to say.
I don't know. Like, I want to be on the Hawks bandwagon for some reason. I don't know. I feel like Ginnivan winning the Steve Owen Award this week has really got me fired up. Let's go Hawks. I'm gonna go Hawks. Yeah.
Big game Sunday, Arvo.
Exactly. Alright, and with that, we are done with this week's tips.
Oh, what a big round it's going to be. I always look forward to catching up with listening to how the tips went after the round.
Yeah, it's always good.
Just to chuck it in balance.
Absolutely. Raby, closing thoughts.
Closing thoughts.
Closing thoughts.
Hey, where's the bloody best segment of the pod, mate?
Yeah.
Oh, I totally forgot. It's like I've been eliminated, so I don't really get that. So I totally forgot. I meant to put it in after this week's tips. Wheels of Fortune. The wheel keeps turning.
Mate, the only sponsor of the show, you can't forget it, mate.
I did though. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry.
It was pretend.
I've been holding this top for about 20 minutes.
The cat's on.
Well, can we unveil it now?
Now, firstly, Daniel, what happened, mate? What happened 2 weeks ago, mate?
I got timed out. I was on the clock and I got beaten by the buzzer. So next year I'll be back fiercer and
Even
better
a
than-
5-minute warning, 10-minute warning.
I was looking at my phone. I thinking it was
Insane.
7:50, so I was going off that. I didn't have the footy on. We had at the time on some sort of child's program, and I wasn't.
You're out. Come on, mate.
But Dave was in the shed watching the footy live, but I didn't know it had started, so it was on in the venue. And,
Yeah, but you fucked up, bro. You fucked up.
I was even discussing with Mum who I should go with. I was explaining the game to her.
Mate, you were telling us 5 minutes before the game who you should tip.
I know, and then I got the time wrong.
Yeah.
Hey, you live and learn.
That's why I think he's gonna trip up on the tipping. But yeah. Anyway,
Anyway, so this team that I'm picking, boys, they got a loss on the weekend. Unbelievable that it's come to this situation, and we're going to do it now, boys.
yeah.
Brayden!
I think we got that. I think we all got that.
Brother.
Yeah, throw Maynard in the bin.
Well done. Sorry, Collingwood, you've been eliminated for 2024. I know you can still make it, but it's not looking very good, fellas. So
No,
well
it is
done.
not. No, it is not.
Big
But
wheel.
well, look, get your teams in. Everybody's still in.
And
Get your teams in this week.
more importantly, did anyone get kicked out this week?
Nah, I'll have to look. I'll have to go back and look, but I don't think anyone did actually. I think there's still about 14 people in the game, so,
So
it's going
everyone
strong.
picked Collingwood.
No, that's not how it works. If we do a wrong pick, we're still in until our wrong pick gets selected.
Oh, okay, right.
Yep.
So as long as you don't pick, yeah, right. Makes sense.
Yep.
So when doggies get selected, I'm out.
If
Who's that?
When doggies get selected, I'm out.
Yeah, you've got. Yeah, I'll look at it. Everyone's at different situations, but there's,
Yeah.
like your dad's got 2 teams he can't pick. Rick's got the Hawks. I think you're the Dogs. Yeah, that's right, Rick. Oh, Nathan.
So the
But
field-
yeah, I've got it all. I've got a list going, guys. So it's all good.
the
No,
field's
fair
getting
enough, fair
narrowed.
All right. Well,
Pardon?
now. Oh wait, shout out your sponsor.
Oh, yeah, sorry guys, I didn't hear. Yeah, Technique Carpentry guys, if you give us a call if you need any carpentry work done around the joint, if the job's worth it, we'll come down and fly down to Melbourne, so get that happening guys, and Reeby, throw your sponsor too, mate.
Oh, look, Reeby Carpets, we're always going to throw in 100 to another AFL shop members
Yeah,
voucher.
this is looking like it's going to be Rick's and Tyson's.
I hope so. But I hope, might go to you.
It's going to go to Rick or Tyson. It's going to go to one of the Ricks.
He's spreading his wings with 50%.
Jamie Hutchins hasn't got one wrong yet. So
Okay. All right. I thought Rick and Tyson were the only ones still in it.
Tyson's top 2, and so's Hutchie.
Is Balin still in it?
No, he went early days, mate.
He went early days, mate.
Go Cats.
All right, well, closing thoughts, Reeby.
Oh, look, I mean, I've just had my mind a bit distracted tonight. We're driving down here and we pulled into the Chinese restaurant, and they've opened up a new dim simmery in there. So they cook up a lot of dimmies, dumplings, you get your fried rice, nice big bar in there and everything, beautiful. And they took us out the back. They said, your dim sim are ready, but you have to come out the back and pick them up. So I went out the back, and then I went into a little room, and it was just a brick room with no windows and a low riding roof with a fan going quite fast. And he said, "Did you bring the cat?" And I said, "No." So he said, "It's BYO cat." So next week I've got to roll in with my neighbour's cat because he's been giving me the shit. So I'm going to roll in there. And so I was speaking to a few people out the front. They said it's their weekly, if there's a pesty neighbour, let's roll in there. Bottle of red, a few dimmies.
Cool. All right, eating cats. All right, closing thoughts, Rick.
It's an interesting room, though. It's a bit stinky.
How am I supposed to top that?
You don't have to. It's just whatever's on your mind.
You can probably do it in a sentence or two.
No, look, it's the last game of footy down at the home of footy this weekend.
Is that because there's no
last
finals?
home game for the year, which is it's coming closer to an end at the season, which is good because the old body can't handle too much more of it this year.
Season starts.
But no, she keeps going. He keeps going. So now we're playing Clayton. So get down to Widdop Crescent, Kanga Park.
What time?
Watch the boys take on Clayton. And look, we need to win this game to shore up a spot in finals. So
What time?
12 o'clock starts at midday.
12 o'clock. Be there, be
12
square,
o'clock.
Reeby.
I still can't believe Clayton's in Divi 4 now.
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
Yeah,
Magpies.
Yeah. So
It flew down.
that's going to be my weekend, guys. And hopefully we get the W. Hopefully I'll see a few of you guys down there as well.
I'll be
Can't
pulling
say
for
away.
you. Go, Rick.
Hey, we'll all be rooting
game.
for you, Mr. Parker.
Come buy me a beer.
I
after the
dedicate
game.
many a route to him. All right.
And a W.
Feno, closing thoughts.
Yeah, mine's footy. So Louis playing his last game Friday night against the Coolangatta Blues down at
Go, Lou.
Coolangatta. Should be a good game. Little kids running around. Saturday's the wife's birthday, so might head
Happy
down
birthday.
Yeah, no dramas. Might head to maybe Mount Tambourine for the day while pretty much watch my phone the whole time with the Cats and North game playing.
Definitely.
Sounds
Yeah,
good,
if I
sounds
could
good.
if I could sweet talk her into it, I might head down to the People's Choice Ground, straight after the mountain and try and watch.
I mean, it's her birthday. What else would she want to do?
Yeah.
Mate,
Sure, she wants to make you
Got
happy,
to watch
yeah?
the Suns and Lions.
Or accidentally
Take her
walk
out
up
for dinner,
there.
get her a hot dog with chips or something at the footy.
Yeah.
Blindfold her, be like, I'm taking you somewhere special.
Tell her there'll be 44 really buff, attractive blokes there, and she'll love it.
Well, no, what else do you want? Like, really?
She might not want that.
And then Sunday's my normal go for a swim day, fellas, so get the body moving,
Yeah, well, yeah. fair
Dan,
enough,
do you go to Snapper Rock Shed, or do you still go to the
Hey,
pools?
calm down.
Wait until you come here in September, mate.
I bet, so you're still at the pools on a Sunday.
Yeah,
Alright,
at the pools, mate.
yeah.
It's a
Still-
bit cold out in the water.
Upgrade to the ocean, mate.
Yeah, Stillo, any closing thoughts? Closing sentence.
I'll just get around to the footy. Make sure you get down. Use your tickets if you got tickets left on your memberships. And get down there.
Don't waste
Enjoy
them.
it. It's going to be sick. That's what I'm doing. I'll make sure I go to every game for the rest of the year.
Can I give Big Wheels one more?
No, you can't.
No, just to check in on the Currumbin lines.
If you're doing... Sorry.
Been lazy, mate. I've been lazy. I just haven't been looking at the moment. I'll get
okay.
back to you, mate.
Because they did drop off a little, remember? How we checked in and they were about 4th on the ladder there. So we'll do a check and next week we'll give an update.
I've got to admit, though, I went to...
Anyway,
I was doing some shopping into it's like a whole store place, and I actually saw Aaron Hall giving some young bloke some advice on the table, going through some footage today. So that was quite interesting.
Oh, cool.
The old North Melbourne legend.
Yeah, mate.
Still, do
and
you want to
Suns.
finish your closing thoughts before it was hijacked by these inconsiderate pricks?
I remember those days when you got the membership card and they used a little clipper
Oh,
to take
those
off
are
the
the
game.
days.
It's
It's like a bus, a tram pass.
Anyway, still,
Yeah,
finish
mate.
your closing thoughts, please.
And yeah, also just want to say, if you're doing any projects around the home or doing some gardening, just make sure you use the proper technique.
What's the proper
Hey,
technique?
the proper technique. Hey, don't stop asking questions.
Is it
Closing
just
thoughts.
the
We're meant to be
proper
wrapping up? God damn it. Anyway, closing thoughts. Go check out Bruce Rando's stream this weekend. He's been on a tear. He's getting
Where
plenty
do we
of
find
viewer,
him, mate?
um,
Where do we
watching
find him?
Sorry?
Where do we find him?
YouTube/Bruce Rando. Go watch him. You know, he's taking the world by storm, taking the streaming world by storm. And he's did No More Heroes 3 on the weekend, and this weekend, we'll see what he does. But yeah, he'll probably be popping on Saturday this weekend as well.
You.
So we'll see how it goes. All right, well, with that, that's it from us at All for Footy, and we're out.
Go Cats.
Cool. All right, awesome.